Hey y'all, Dutch with you here, Tactical Hyve. I have Dave here next to me to either confirm nor deny what I'm about to tell you. But I'm standing here in front of my rifle. This is a trusty POF rifle for Patriot Ordnance Firearms out of Arizona. It's fantastic. It's 415 piston gun. It's kind of set up like my 416 was when I went to combat. So something that's come up on the radar as of late is a very interesting topic. To Dave and I, it's no nonsense, real deal topic, but these other cats that we're hearing, they're saying that you can go ahead and travel around the CQB world or wherever you want to with your finger on the trigger. When is the proper time to put your finger in the trigger well and rotate your selector lever to fire? When is the proper time to do that? Well, we believe that it's a whole process. We believe that once I identify, so this is where I'm gonna do CQB from, right around in here. I identify that that is a threat. I raise my rifle. So when the whole process starts with my mind, I see that that's a threat. I raise my rifle, I put my dot where I need it. And at the same time, if we can see this, right, I rotate the selector lever, insert the finger to the trigger well, put the dot where it needs to be, and squeeze the trigger. I don't do anything before that. I don't run around at the door on the stack. Hey, let's see, we're gonna get on a stack. And I don't know if you've seen this before, but I've seen it with some law enforcement agencies. Start at the stack, and before we ever walk into the room, we're putting it on fire. No, we're not. No, we're not. Okay? So at the stack, just like this, ready to go, all just like this. Thumb on this side, if I'm a right-handed shooter, which I am. Finger, oh look, POF put a very convenient little piece here that I can rest my finger in this magazine well. Or right up on top, doesn't matter where you put it. And so what's the difference, how fast, some guys will say, what's the difference between putting my finger in the trigger well, or let's try this. Let's rock around with this thing on fire and going from here to there. Let's see how much time it goes. Let's see. Is there a buzzer? No. Stand by, up. Doesn't take long, right? Let's see how long it takes me to do it when the weapon's on safe. Stand by, up, just about the same time, right? Now, I'm not a scientist, but that looks pretty easy to tell that there's no difference there, right? And in the CQB environment, right, there's a whole lot of tight spaces, confined areas, guys next to each other, banging into each other, especially if it's an emergency or hostage rescue type CQB. And why would I want to run around with my finger on the trigger, right? I'm just not going to do that, right? So hopefully that clears that up from our perspective at Tactical Hyve.
I just taught a class this last weekend, and it's the loudest noise in the world is when I'm telling guys to do left turns and right turns. We're doing around the clock. And as soon as I say shooter ready, that's when they identify their threat. Shooter ready, and you can hear click, click. You can hear safeties coming off. I'm like, no, stop. What are you doing?
Absolutely not.
No. It's identify, acquire, engage, reassess. So putting your booger hook on the trigger and having the gun on fire, to me, when you're not actively engaging a threat, makes absolutely no sense to me.
What if it's on safe?
No, still, no. It makes zero sense to me. From the time we've all been privates, we've been taught, you only put your finger on the trigger when you're actively engaging a threat. That's why we have a process.
Totally agree. The process is key here. It really is. It's the mental process, right? I think through discipline, it tells you I'm identifying that as a threat. I'm now completing the process by putting my finger in the trigger well, rotating the selector lever, and oh, by the way, let's using a hold off, putting my dot where it needs to be because we're only 5 meters away, and engaging the target.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know why you guys do it. I really, blows my mind. I can't think of why they do
Does
it.
it feel icky?
And you see it in classes, especially in training. I see a lot of guys do it in training when they're under stress and under pressure. I don't know if they think it's going to give them an advantage, a speed advantage, but clearly it doesn't. In fact, it's just going to make you're going to have a negative discharge at some point. It's going to catch you, you know, and hopefully when that does happen, it just goes into the dirt somewhere and not into some student.
Along those lines, right? If we think it's important, and we have a little bit of training under our belts, right? If we think it's important that we make sure we're protecting our mates right when we're doing CQB, again, in tight spaces, confined areas, guys banging on top of each other, and then we're gonna add to it the variable of putting our finger on the trigger while we're doing the work.
No.
You know, think about a guy who doesn't have a lot of training, who doesn't have a lot of stress inoculation. You know, is it a good idea for him to just move about the whole training field or the shooting house with his finger on the trigger well?
Absolutely not.
No, sir.
No.
We don't think so. So just to wrap things up, while you're cruising around in the shoot house, fingers off the trigger, right? And your thumb is ready to manipulate the selector lever, but not on fire. Nope. All right. And your finger's not on the trigger well, right? So shoot well, stay safe, and don't forget, subscribe, like, notification bell, and we'll see you next time. Tactical Hyve.
Thanks, guys.